everyone, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. This is Gina, I am your host. I am really excited to be here with you guys today to go over a brand new travel stroller. What are we looking at? We are going to be looking at the Silver Cross Clic, but before we launch into it, now would be a great time to subscribe to this channel, especially if you are interested in travel strollers. We have been reviewing tons of new travel strollers for the month, and there's going to be more still coming, more comparison videos. So go ahead and subscribe, and if it makes sense and you like the video, go ahead and give it a like afterward. If you have a question or comment, leave it below. But I would tell you one other thing. If you like something you see in the video, or you like this channel and you just want to show your support, head on over to my website, destinationbabykids.com. I am a real brick and mortar store here in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. If you learn something from this and you want to go ahead and make the purchase, we would love it if you would purchase directly from us. We can ship it to you and get it to you with free shipping. So there's nothing that we appreciate more than our online viewers, our online customers, our in-store customers, everybody. We appreciate you guys so much. So thank you so much for helping us make this channel a success. Okay, thanks for the commercial. We'll zoom in slightly on this and we will get right into the Silver Cross Clic. All right, so this was a new stroller that was introduced at the ABC show in Las Vegas in May. So I did look at it back then. It is a really cool option. What are we most excited about? The things I'm most excited about are the price. This is going to be a $449 travel stroller option, so it will fit in the overhead. It is IATA certified. Now remember, I did make a video about IATA certification, and you still are responsible to call the airline and double check to make sure that your stroller will fit into the overhead if that is something that you wanted to do. It's not a guarantee, but it's a good rule of thumb, and you can always double check because you have the power to do that with a simple phone call or an email. So now, next thing that we love, aside from the $449 price and the fact that it folds up tiny to go into the overhead, it is a one-handed fold, just like that, as you can see. And as I pointed out, very tiny to go in the overhead. It does have the shoulder strap, which is super cool. So you can just like look really cool when you're walking through the airport. I don't know why you wouldn't be pushing it, but you get what I mean. There's the travel strap, which is very useful. And it only weighs 13.9 pounds. So it's pretty lightweight to be able to do things with. We appreciate that. Carrying a heavy kiddo is bad enough. The last thing that I want to do is also have to carry a heavy stroller in conjunction with a heavy kid. So if we want to open this guy up, I found it was kind of interesting. There's a couple of different ways to get it to open. You can do it a lot more dramatically than that. I like that opening because it actually feels very controlled, and I can put the 4 tires on the floor and then get the top part up. So sometimes some of them will just spring open like one of those Pringles cans with a snake inside. Ha ha ha. You know, maybe you don't want that from your stroller. Maybe you want a little bit more controlled opening and closing. I do think that it's a really cool mechanism on this guy, so we just want to point that out. And then I'll go ahead and tuck that travel strap back into its little pocket, which is right there on the seat itself. It's probably looking messy under the seat right now because I didn't put that piece back perfectly. I was playing with this earlier, but we're going to talk about what that's for in just a second. Let's run through some of the stats of the stroller just really briefly. So as I mentioned, $449 price point, 3-year warranty provided that you register it within the first 28 days. 3 different colors. They do a latte, which is a beautiful tan. This is a fabulous green called conifer, much more mature and sophisticated than the bright golf green that I'm currently wearing. And then they do a black with peanut butter leather, constant favorite for Silver Cross customers, and that is called Space. So 3 great choices. The weight, as I mentioned, was the 13.9 pounds. The backrest is going to be 18.5 inches, and then the canopy clearance, which is butt to the top of the canopy, is 24. It's a nice wide seat at 12.5 inches wide, 8.5 inches deep, with a crotch belt depth of 4.5 inches. The leg extension, which is this little floppy piece right here that can then sit up, that is 5 inches, and your knee drop, which is the knee dropping down to the plastic footwell, is about 9.5 inches. Now, the handle height's actually quite tall on this guy. It's 41.5 inches. I am wearing super big platforms today, which are atypical for me, but that is why this guy might look shorter on me than some of the other ones have in the past, but it is a tall handle height at 41.5 inches. The buckle type is going to be magnetic. So if you like a magnetic buckle, you're going to get that with Silver Cross. It's a genius magnetic buckle. It's a really smart buckle. And it's easy to use, which is great. The underneath basket shelf is about 14 deep by 11 inches wide, and it holds 11 pounds. Now, another thing that's exciting about this stroller, and again, this is like all Silver Cross, holds 55-pound kids. So most of the strollers top out at 50, but this one's going to hold through to 55, so that's very exciting. Yeah, it only holds 11 in the basket, but that is typical of most travel strollers, so we're not going to give it any points off for that. Now, the front versus the back opening. The front opening, you can get as much as 6 inches, and then your back opening to get toward the basket is going to be 5 1/4. This will do a newborn recline, so we're going to show you that in 1 second. One area I would say is a little annoying is that it does not have a sandal-friendly brake. So I can brake it, but then taking it up, I have to kick up under the brake, which I'm not fond of, especially wearing like stark white pants. However, conversely, I'm going to give them a gold star for having a front wheel lock. So very few travel strollers, which is so stupid, they all should have this. What's really critical to get through sand, grass, gravel, rough terrain, or cobblestone is when you can take your swiveling tires and you can go ahead and engage a locking mechanism to turn that swiveling off. So now it is a fixed stroller wheel. So instead of pushing a swiveling tire, I am pushing fixed tires and I'm steering by tipping my stroller back. Again, you wouldn't use that for every single time that you're pushing it, but for outdoor activities and certain types of terrain, it's a really, really nice feature to have. So they don't have a sandal-friendly brake, but they do have front wheel locks. So, you know, 6 of one, a half dozen of another. Now, your upright is going to be at 110 degrees, and then your most reclined with this one is going to drop down all the way to 160. So it's a pretty deep recline, which is awesome. And then this big chunky piece, I was just playing with this earlier. This is if you want to turn this into sort of like a newborn setup with a little, I guess, apron over the front. A lot of the brands are including stuff like this nowadays to really help let the consumer be aware that you can use this for a newborn just laying directly flat in the stroller. Now, I don't think most people are actually going to do that, but if you wanted to, you could sort of set it up and have that option ready to go, like you see right there. So it's a big sunshade. It is a ventilation on the back, a small ventilated window. I do wish it was bigger, but you know, maybe the next version will have it. Easy fix, right? And there is magnetic on that. So we can have it up or down, no Velcro to wake up baby. So very, very nice feature. Now, again, as I mentioned, I don't think most people are going to put their newborn directly into the stroller. Something that this stroller offers that is very special in its price point of $450. And let's go ahead and do this properly this time. Maybe I can get this in here to be a little less bulky, but probably not because I'm not the neatest at folding things. That does look better though. When you're ready, an exciting feature of the stroller is going to be, it is car seat compatible with the Nuna Pippa RX and the Pippa Urban. So I'm gonna grab Pippa RX here and I am gonna just go ahead and throw it into the stroller. Clicked on the bar, fully attached. We'll go ahead and remove that super easily. Now let's try Pippa Urban. So Pippa Urban, you're gonna wanna press down to make sure that that click engages, and then it's fully attached. Now, maybe you have a Pippa Air or a Pippa Air RX, and you're thinking, well, they're all the same, right? They're all Nuna Pippas, so those two will go on there as well. They actually don't make a good connection. So it's a different seat shell for these seats. This is a Pippa Air, and it'll go on, but it can come right off unless you push super hard. But the trade-off there, so now it's attached, but the trade-off is there's no way to squeeze the handle to take it off the back. You actually have to push a piece underneath the car seat. So that is why it will specifically say Pippa RX or Pippa Air, Pippa RX or Pippa Urban, but not the Pippa Air and not the Pippa Air RX. Okay, so we've covered car seat compatibility, newborn recline, all the ins and outs, bells and whistles, 3 available colors, 3-year warranty if registered within 28 days. There's a lot to love, guys. I'm curious what you all think. Do you think that this would be something that would be nice? It does have an excellent movement. It's very, very nimble. And like I said, big canopy. So a lot to love. All right. We hope that this has been helpful for you. Thank you all so much for watching. I will fold it up one more time just for kicks. Again, it is a one-handed fold. Stay together. Okay. Probably easier when you're not wearing platforms, but again, awesome option, great for overhead, and new offering 2025. Go ahead and give us a follow. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video comparing this obviously to some other fabulous like stroller.